Cool. Yeah, let's hop into it. Some things happened that I would definitely like to discuss. So we'll start with the macros. Macros for today. Give me 1 second, because I have to update and come clean with an admission of a fault. My macros today, I consumed a total of 1,752 calories. Who gives a fuck besides myself? My goal was to remain under 1,700 calories every day until I got to my 5% body fat. And today I went over consciously approximately 52 calories. All because I wanted a little bit of chocolate. I've been doing burpees all night. I'm currently at 100 burpees in an effort to stick to the plan and do 5 burpees for every calorie over 1,700. It does not look like I will be accomplishing that goal tonight, because 5 burpees per calorie over would equate to something like 250 something burpees, and I'm only at 100, and I'm getting sore. I suppose in a certain world I could get to that 250 plus burpees. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I'll continue to work at it. Let's go over macros. 195 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. 100 grams of carbs. Good amount of carbs. And 54 grams of fat. Going over what I ate. I had a 0 carb buffalo style pizza, which was actually pretty tasty. I ordered it online. The actual chicken dough, it's like a chicken paste dough. Didn't love it, but it was pizza, and it was only 380 calories with a good amount of protein. So I thoroughly enjoyed it for what it was. Didn't love the dough, but that's neither here nor there. 5.1 ounces of chicken breast, 2 scoops of whey protein, 3.4 ounces of steak, ribeye, 1 element pack electrolyte mix, Halo Top ice cream. That was amazing. I turned that into a milkshake, put it in a blender, put 1 of the scoops of whey protein into the blender with it, made a little protein milkshake. It was amazing. I drank it a bit too fast. It was a bit too liquidy. So it was more like a liquid, like a beverage, as opposed to a milkshake. But it was amazing. Just amazing. Can't compliment it enough. For anyone who's on like a diet and finds it difficult to stick to like the same shit every day, I encourage you to think outside of the box when it comes to maintaining a caloric deficit. There are tasty foods out there that you can still incorporate into your diet and continue to lose weight. I promise you. Protein ice cream, protein pancakes, protein pizza. These things exist, and you can use them as tools to get to where you're going. Okay, that was a digression. Instant oatmeal. I put some PB2 or PB Fit into the instant oatmeal, which is peanut butter powder. Put some bananas in there. And like I said, I finished the day off with 1 piece of C's chocolate candy. Let's get into the nitty gritty. I weighed myself today, and I came in at 186 pounds. Last time I weighed myself, I believe, was this past Friday, and I was 184 pounds, 184.4 pounds to be exact. So that means I've gained approximately 1.6 pounds. I was pretty upset about it because Last night I went to sleep thinking that I didn't succeed in hitting that 1700 calorie limit yesterday. I was going to this new restaurant or establishment that I hadn't really played with yet called Flame Broiler, and I got 3 meals from there. Now the meals are relatively healthy. Each time it was just cut up chicken in a bowl served with veggies, or cut up chicken in a bowl served with veggies and rice, or just rice. So that was 3 bowls, and that was like the bulk of my calories for the day. I went to sleep with a concern because I felt like I had more energy than I was supposed to. Normally when I'm maintaining this 1700 calorie deficit, I feel sluggish, I feel tired, I feel low energy. And last night I did not feel that way. And instead I felt sort of brimming with energy. And it made me suspect, I was able to go to the Flame Broiler's nutritional menu online and see how much these bowls were actually showing up so far as calories are concerned. It broke down the macros, how much protein, how much carbohydrates were in each bowl. And I used that as a determining factor to figure out how many calories I was eating from consuming those 3 bowls. My suspicion last night was that the calories displayed online were not matching what I actually ate. And it appears, based off of my somewhat significant weight gain this morning, that I was right, that I did not finish the day at a 1700 calorie deficit or restriction like I thought that I had last night. It's a bit disappointing. The reason I'm disappointed is because even if I didn't finish yesterday at 1700 calories, as is my goal, I know I didn't come in at a surplus. Because for me, a surplus would look something along the lines of 2,300 calories. And if anything, based off of just eyeballing what I ate, I would say that I ate maybe 19 to 2,000 calories at most. Yet I still gained weight yesterday or this morning. And I was really disappointed to see that scale, because it makes me think like, oh man, I gotta be like really disciplined. I gotta be really focused on maintaining this deficit. I've set a number of 1,700 calories, and this morning it's proven to me that I can't really go above it. I can't really go above that set bar. Otherwise, I risk gaining weight. And it was very disappointing to discover that, because based off of my calorie tracking app, I'm supposed to be in a 636 calorie deficit, which means that the amount of calories that I burn is in the ballpark of 2,300 calories. I'm eating 1,700 calories, and the difference of that creates a deficit of 636 calories. That's the estimated amount that I am consuming. With all that being said, if I have one day mistakenly of eating more than 1,700 calories, if I eat 19 or 2,000, I should still be in a deficit. And yes, I won't lose as much weight as a 636 calorie deficit, but I should still lose weight as much as a person in a 300 calorie deficit should, if that makes sense. As long as you're in a deficit, you should continue to lose weight. The reason I'm upset is because I'm quite certain I was still in a deficit yesterday and I gained weight. So it's a bit concerning, and it makes me wonder what's going on with my metabolism. There is suggestions out there that if you go on a deficit too quickly, or if your deficit is too drastic, such as mine, which is 636 calorie deficit, then your body's metabolism will slow down to adapt to the lower amount of calories that you're consuming on a daily basis. I fear that may have happened to me. So instead, what I originally believed of being in a calorie maintenance of 2,300 plus, I might now at this point, based off of these 23 days of being in a deficit, I might be at a lower calorie maintenance. I could be at, like, let's say 1,900 calories that my body is using to function throughout the day, which means that if I were to eat more than 1,900 calories, I would be in a surplus. It's mathematical, and I'm not even good at math. It's scientific, but this is what I suspect might be happening. So what can we do? Well, we can stick with the plan of stopping the day at 1,700 calories, which, I mean, that's always been the plan. It's just a bit of a bummer because it's like, damn, there's no room for error. There's no margin. I can't really screw up here. So, yeah, it is what it is. I wasn't planning on screwing up anyway. It just makes me think the whole thing's a learning process, and I'm figuring it out as I go along. I would say that the silver lining is that I'll be able to better educate people in the future as a result of going through this whole experience. I would say to my clients, as I continue to take on new people with aspiring similar goals of weight loss, start off your deficit slower. Maybe start with like a 200 calorie deficit, a 300 calorie deficit, and then go from there. I actually got this from YouTuber Derek at More Plates, More Dates. That's something that he talks about, where you are gradually increasing your deficit over time and milking the smaller amounts of deficits prior to, getting up to 500, 600, 700 calorie deficit. So starting with a 200, then a 300, then a 400, and you would go like each one gets like 1 or 2 weeks of that deficit before increasing the deficit to a greater amount. In hindsight, I would have done that, but I started this whole 5-6 week journey really gung-ho, and I was like, all right, 1,700 calories every day. Any calorie over, 5 burpees. Which brings me to why I went above my 1,700 today. And the reason is as simple, like, I'm not excusing myself. I did make a promise to myself and I broke it, and I'm dealing with it on my end. But the reason I did it is because it's like, well, damn, yesterday I clearly ate more calories than I should have. Yeah, I did my best to track it, but because I wasn't weighing the food, I wasn't measuring it, I wasn't preparing it, I was just going off of what the internet was telling me I was eating, and I believe I was in a surplus, and as a result, I gained weight. So if you don't have full control over what you're eating and paying attention to it, then it does leave open a margin for error, and that's just something you have to be aware of. One thing I could have done is err on the side of more. So for instance, if I go online and I look up a restaurant and it says chicken bowl, rice and veggies for, let's say, 630 calories, I would err on the side of more, and I would, let's say, add 30 calories to that. So instead of believing it's 630 calories, make it 660 calories, and you're creating a margin of error. That's just one thing I could have done yesterday, which I didn't do because I was more interested in squeezing out as much calories as I possibly could, and I played myself. So there's that. Ain't no bad news though, it's all a learning process, and Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm not gonna get to 5% tomorrow, It sucks that I gained 1.6 pounds, but I'm sure in a couple of days I'll be back to 184. Next time I weigh myself up, it'll probably be next Wednesday, if not next Friday. And I anticipate I'll be at 184 or 183. I'm probably just carrying water weight anyway. That's what the excess pounds are. So it'll probably go away a lot quicker. Um, what else? What else? Getting on some new clients, working with them. That's proving to be quite satisfying on my end, and I hope to provide as much assistance and support as I possibly can, as what is within my power. So yeah, we are starting off. This is taken. Okay. There's something else I wanted to say. A lot of carbs yesterday, over like 150, which is why I kept it low today. Kept it to 100 grams of carbs. Still feel pretty good. There were a couple moments where I felt very low energy, but then I ate some food and I got my second win, so that's always good. Yeah. Life. Conscious eating, honestly, is conscious eating. 80% of it is nutrition, so if you don't know, now you know.